Do you need video?
How important is video?
Do you need video?
How important is video for your podcast? I'm Josh from Double Audio, and this is Too Long Didn't Listen, and in this episode we get 5 podcasters' takes on that very important question that has probably been unnecessarily controversial for podcasters everywhere over the last couple of years. Right, short intros it is. I'll see you on the other side. Have a nice time.
Too Long Didn't Listen with Double Audio.
How important is video? Well, it definitely makes it easier for people to discover your content. If you have a beautiful visual and it's on Instagram, hopefully someone's going to click on that and go through to listen to the whole episode. It also helps for context and understanding. When I made a podcast about survival, I had the different tools and objects relevant to the tips that the host was sharing, and he was able to interact with them and help us to better understand what he was doing. I think it's great for comedy as well, because when you can see the expressions on the faces of the people talking, it just makes it even funnier. So if you can get even short clips of your podcast, do that and put them on as many platforms as possible, and it will definitely increase engagement and hopefully make your podcast much more successful.
Do you need video? I'd say be the same thing as whether a great song needs a music video. Video in podcasting is really only important for 2 things: discoverability and occasionally delight. Discoverability being the social clips that lead people to your podcast, which should be your core offering. And delight being that added visual element that augments the listening experience. I like to think of the Fatboy Slim song, Weapon of Choice. Great song in its own right, but if I'm just casually listening to it, I'd probably skip it halfway because it's a dance song and it's pretty long. But my house could be burning down. And if Spike Jonze's music video of Christopher Walken dancing through that hotel came on, I guess I'm going down with the house. And that's the role of video. Delight. If it doesn't add anything, then let audio do its job.
My favorite question. The podcast industry is at a real turning point. I think we have a lot of the big brands skyrocketing with video and indie creators staying with audio. And definitely there's an aspect where the platform algorithms are pushing video in some ways. But also you have to think about your audience, and if they listen to their podcasts in a capacity that they can't watch, for example, driving, or whilst doing something, cooking, cleaning, whatever, then you don't need it. Also, video requires so much more work. It's a completely different ball game with a completely different skill set. And I think it's worth noting for audiences as well as producers and commissioners to recognize that the value and the work of video creators, it takes a lot more time, it costs a lot more, because you should pay them for their skills. And I think in some mediums in audio, it's not required. If you're doing a fiction or a investigative narrative show, there are interesting ways to use video in your social media, in your promotion and surrounding the show. But personally, I don't think everybody has to have video.
Do you need video? Maybe. A lot of people are watching on YouTube. Having clips, even shorter elements on there, can really help you. But I don't think it's the sort of thing you should give up on podcasting if you don't know how to use video or edit. There's a lot of good tools out there and ways to do it, but also audio is king. Perhaps getting some visuals that you can put over your audio and stick that on YouTube will help.
Now, when it comes to video in podcasting, that's a very, very hot topic at the moment. I believe that there is a place for video in podcasting. I'm just going to put that on record. I tend though to use video more for social media promotion. So rather than releasing the whole video file of the interview, if it's a long form interview, rather than releasing the whole file, I'll tend just to clip up bits from the interview and put it out there on social media. Different podcasts do different things. Some popular podcasts will put out the whole video file. They evidently are doing what works best for their audience. But for the podcasts that I tend to work on, just putting out clips, video clips, that tends to work okay and gets me by.
Thanks for tuning in to Too Long Didn't Listen. I'm Josh from Double Audio still, and thanks to our amazing guests for doing what they do best. Well, actually doing what they do second best, which is having takes on podcasting. They're probably best at making the podcast themselves. Call to actions, please tell a friend. That would be amazing about this incredible show that you discovered that's really helpful and or entertaining. What else can you do? You can rate the show, obviously. Rate the show. Actually, really, that is really useful. If you rate it 5 stars on whatever, then it really makes a difference. So that's it, really. Short and sweet. Love you. Goodbye.
Too Long Didn't Listen with Double Audio.